Hi everyone, it's A Tides Changing here, and welcome to part 8 of Let's Furnish Berrywine Acres. In this part, I'm going to be taking care of the bathroom that is shared by Milo and Molly, and also Milo's bedroom, but before getting started on those two things, I did fix up a few things that were done in previous parts. So I did get rid of that guitar at the foot of Molly's bed because one of you said that it didn't really fit into the room that well, and then someone else said that, they thought she wouldn't really want something at the foot of her bed like that. So yeah, I just got rid of it and it does look better without it, and I also put back in the string lights because in the last part I asked whether you guys thought I should put them back in or not, and everyone who commented on that said that I should put them back in, so I did, and it definitely does look a little bit better with them in there. I did keep the same posters that I put in the last part because in the last part I took them out and then stuck in extra posters in their place, but I just left the extra posters in there. And here I'm replacing the wallpaper in the master bedroom with the same type of paneling that was in Molly's bedroom, except, I'm keeping it the same kind of fabric, just as I felt like that type of paneling that was in there originally was a little bit too busy, and that paneling is a very nice balance between, being too much and, being too plain, so I really do like it. I'm glad I came across that. And then also someone else pointed out in the comments that the doors might look better if I had the grain of the wood going a different way. So I went to go take care of that, and when I looked at the doors a little bit closer, I felt like perhaps the wood that was on them was a little bit too busy, so I decided to change it to a more subtle wood pattern and also change the direction of the grain, and it definitely does look a little bit better. So right now I'm just going through and changing all the doors in the house and, all the doors and the arches to have that new type of wood, and there are so many doors in this house. Like, I was doing this and I was like, why did I put so many arches? But, it is an older house, so it's not really going to have a very open floor plan. And then I also changed the inside of the front door to be wood since I forgot to do that earlier, so that does look a little bit nicer. And now moving on to the bathroom that is shared by the two of them, and I'm just putting some tile down first. I feel like I want to get that out of the way, and I use the same shower that I used in the other two bathrooms just because I like how it has kind of an old-fashioned look to it, and I also put a wall on the other side of it, between the shower and the door, because I like it to look like the shower's just kind of in the wall, although I guess that doesn't really work as well in this bathroom as it did in the other two, so I might get rid of that wall in the next part. I'm not exactly sure because it does look kind of odd. Like, really doing that only works well if you can have like a 1x1 column on the other side of the shower, if that makes any sense. But I just put the sink and the toilet in this little alcove type area right here because I feel like that's the best place to put it. There wasn't really anywhere else to put the toilet unless I put it where I put the hamper, but I felt like it would make more sense to have the toilet here, although it's kind of in front of a window, which bothers me a bit, but, it doesn't really matter to the Sims. They don't really care if someone can look in and see them using the bathroom, because, realistically, you wouldn't really want a toilet there unless you had some blinds covering up the windows, but, like I said, Sims don't really care, so you can do that and it doesn't matter. Like, you could have a floor-to-ceiling window behind the toilet and it doesn't matter, although I would never do that because that drives me nuts, and I don't know. But here I was trying to figure out, I had a bit of trouble trying to figure out the patterns for this bathroom because I was thinking about making it a mix of feminine and masculine, so it's like some of her stuff and some of his stuff, but then I felt like that would just look weird. So I decided to go for more of a gender neutral type of look with it. So I did initially have this red towel in here and, the red curtains on the window and also the curtains under the sink. And I was going for more of a red theme, but then I was like, that's kind of more catered towards him, and, I don't really want the bathroom to be skewed more towards one of them than the other, and I feel like mixing red and pink, which is our two favorite colors, might look odd, if you mixed a really bright red with a pink, so I don't know, I didn't really want to do that, so I ended up making the bathroom a periwinkle type blue, which I felt was a nice balance between feminine and masculine, because, it's not like a straight blue or an electric blue, which is more masculine, but it's not a light powder type blue, which is feminine. So yeah, I guess I thought periwinkle would be a nice color, so I just putting two little wall hangings up on these walls. I was gonna put a college poster in there, one of the ones that came with University Life, but then I felt like that was more, Milo type furnishing, and I didn't really want it to be either, Milo type furnishing or Molly type furnishing. So I just was going for, like I said, like, not really one of their styles specifically, but just kind of something else that could work for both a boy and a girl. And here I'm just putting some rugs under the toilet and in front of the sink. And now that I think about it, while that toilet under the while that rug under the toilet looks nice, like, you couldn't really do that in real life, because you can't really put a toilet over a rug. I don't know, sometimes when I do things in The Sims that I know couldn't really be done in real life, it drives me nuts a little bit, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. And now moving on to the wallpaper, and I did the same thing I did in the Asilomar renovation, if you saw that, where I just used a paint type wall with a crown molding. I guess crown, chair, and base molding. Chair molding is the one in the middle of the wall. And I made below the molding tile and then above the molding a wallpaper, which is a really neat look, and I really liked it when I did that in the renovation, so I decided to do it in this house as well. And I had some trouble picking out the wallpaper color for this room because I didn't want to make it blue and have it be too much blue. So I just went with the orange since that is the complementary color for blue, and I do mix blue and orange a lot because they go well together, you know, they work. Because like I said, they're complementary colors. And here I'm finally moving on to Milo's bedroom, and I've really been looking forward to doing his bedroom just because it's going to be this like fun technology haven, you know, it's going to be a different kind of bedroom decorating than I normally do, so I was pretty excited to get into it. So I was just trying to figure out the curtains in this room. I was getting those to the right pattern beforehand, and I went with red since red is his favorite color. There's going to be a lot of reds and oranges in this room. And then, you know, also put in the same type of flooring that's in the rest of the house, and also just lay down that rug as well, and I will change the pattern of that later on, but I just wanted to get it in there. So, like I said, he is going to have a nice TV in his room because he is a computer whiz and he loves technology. I was going to do a wall-mounted TV, but then I felt like that might be a little bit too nice, so I just went with this one on a cabinet, which I think looks a little bit better in his room because, you know, there's going to be beanbags to sit on, so beanbags are kind of low to the ground, so you don't really want to be sitting in beanbags and looking up at this TV high on the wall. And next to the TV, I just put some CD decorations on the floor, and then also a little CD tower. You know, like, this kid's got a lot of games. So, you know, he's also really into video games. And then on the other side of the TV, I put in 2 different video game systems. I know that's a little bit of a waste since I guess they can't really use both, but I felt like, you know, he'd be the kind of kid who had, like, an Xbox and a PlayStation, you know, 2 different video game systems, so that's why I did that. And then on the wall behind the TV, I put in that nice little banner that came with University Life. I like using that a lot in teenage-type rooms because it takes up a good bit of wall space and just fits in with a whole messy teenage-type look. And then I stuck that random decorative piece that came with University Life in there. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. But, you know, I feel like it would fit in with a tech-savvy teen's room. And then, as I said before, the seating in front of the TV are beanbag chairs, so I put in 2 of them, and I made one of them that shark-type look and, you know, made the mouth red rather than pink. And then I made the other one, I guess it's supposed to, it reminds me of a panda, although I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a panda recolor of the chair. But I put that in there as well, because I wanted there to be 2 different kinds of beanbag chairs in there, and I wanted them to be kind of interesting patterns on them. And I was trying to figure out where to put the hamper, and I decided to just put it over there in between the 2 doors. You know, I feel like it would work to have it on the way to the bathroom. And then I made the inside of it orange because I didn't want there to be too much red either. I didn't want everything in this room to be red, so I made some things orange. And as far as the bed goes, I put in a loft bed because I wanted there to be a desk in the room, but then it was kind of hard to fit in a desk and a regular bed. So I put in a loft bed so that I could place a desk underneath of it, and that's always kind of fun to do, you know, I really like doing that. And then I went back and changed the color of the curtains because I felt like the red was a little bit too close to the red on the bed, and I didn't really like that. And I did play around changing the color of the support part of the bed, you know, make it a darker metal, but they never really looked quite right. So I ended up changing out that bed for this wood one right here because I wanted a bed that looked a little bit cozier and older. So I really like this bed more, and it kind of fits in with the whole cozy farmhouse look that I'm giving this house, you know, with lots of woods in it. And then I did go back to changing the color of the curtains because I didn't like the light orange that it was, so I made it a stronger orange color. And then I went in and added some more posters in front of the TV, so I put one behind there on the left side, and then I put another one on the right side, so he's just got a lot of stuff hanging up on that wall. And then now moving in on to placing the desk. So like I said, I just placed it right under that bed there, and it fits in there perfectly. And I don't know if I've really done that before. I know I put stuff under the loft beds before, but I don't know if I've really put a desk under there. But I thought that would be pretty fun to do, and of course I gave him one of the really nice laptops in there, because, you know, he's got to have one of the best computers in the game, being a computer whiz and all. And then, you know, I put some more knickknacks around the desk. So he's got a lamp and some pens and paper, and then also some of those books that came with Generations. I really like using those as decorations for teen rooms. I mean, they just work so well as clutter. And then I went back to changing the color of the curtains once again because I didn't quite like how they were. So I made them a red, but I made them a lighter red. Not really like a pinkish red, but a lighter orange red, so it wasn't exactly the same as the red on the bedspread. And then I also changed the pattern on the rug to be the same pattern. And then I was changing the one on the curtain because I was like, well, I don't really want to use the same pattern on both of them. But then, you know, I realized that they look different between, you know, they look different when they're on the curtains and on the rug. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll just leave it. I like how it looks. And then at the foot of the bed, I placed the dresser since that was really the only spot to put it. And I used a smaller one because I couldn't fit in a large one. And I put a little pirate ship on it. I don't know, I just thought that'd be kind of nifty to put in there, and some clothes. And I also placed an alarm clock since there isn't an end table and I wanted there to be an alarm clock. So it's just kind of on the dresser there, and I put in another poster on that wall there. And I also placed in a pet bed for his little friend Gizmo because, you know, I thought it'd be neat to have a pet bed in there for his cat to curl up on, since I didn't have enough room to put pet beds into the other two bedrooms. And I mean, Molly's pet is a horse, so you can't really put a horse bed inside of the house. But there was no room in the master bedroom for any pet beds because I put so large of a bed in there. But here I'm just going through and putting the furnishing into the closet in there. I also wanted to mention that the next part will be the last part in the series, since in this part I finished furnishing the main part of this house. So the next part, all that's really left to do is take care of the barn that's outside and also any finishing touches that you guys suggest. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with the barn outside. I was thinking about making the lower level of it a Western saloon themed party type area, you know, like put in the mechanical bull and maybe a bar and some bar tables and chairs, and then have the upper floor be a hobby type area with a painting easel and maybe the sculpting station. So let me know what you guys think of that, or if you have any other suggestions for what do you want to see me do with the barn area. And also, if you guys have any, you know, final suggestions that you want to make, feel free to make those in the comments below so that, you know, I can take care of them in the last part, which will probably be up Friday. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to be finished with this house. And right here I'm just finishing up Milo's room with the wallpaper, and that is all. So I hope you all enjoy this part. Thanks for watching, and bye!